They're in now.
I'm trying.
Yes.
I'm trying. I've clicked on everything.
Oh,
She's on
okay.
all sorts of different devices. It's not me not in, she's just not.
Celia, sorry to interrupt you. I've got Jane wanting to join the meeting.
Yeah, we've all
Oh, is that Jane? Oh, I thought it was someone else.
I'm trying.
Not the same person.
Sorry, Celia.
That's fine. I'm just messaging her just to say I'm trying.
Yeah.
I think it must be her internet or something, her end, because I'm literally, she's now in the waiting room and it's just going round and round in circles, so I can't. But anyway, thank you, both of you.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's fine. Hopefully she will arrive in a minute. Okay, so that was a bad example of why I'm doing the business. So my story was, so Jan, look, I know you know me because I'm a riding instructor and I've been teaching you for years riding. Well, since I've had Roxy and since Roxy's come along, to be honest, I'm finding it really difficult to put enough hours in. I don't want to be riding dangerous horses anymore as a mum, but I've found a new business that I can do now, and it's just simply helping people. I'm really, really enjoying it, but it's going to enable me to have more time and freedom to spend, time with Roxy in the future. Would it be okay if I show you what I'm doing? Okay, was that a little bit better? Okay.
Hello.
Hi Jane, you're here. Well done. I was letting you in. I was click.
No, it only took 15 minutes to get in.
Oh, there we are. I don't know what that was, but you're
My
here.
laptop's messing around. Right, anyway, hello everybody.
Yeah, well done, Jane. Jane's being an absolute star, introducing lots of wonderful people at the moment. So she's doing an amazing job. Jane, I am rattling through this a bit because I've only got till 6:30. All right, so I'm just going through story at the moment, and how that is. So each of you then, when you're constructing your story, as it were, obviously this can be adapted slightly as to who you're talking to. All right, so you can change it a little bit as to how people know you and who you're talking to. But think about what you do now. So I am whatever that is. Think about the challenge you've currently got. So why have you joined the business? You will have joined because there's some sort of challenge in your life or something you'd like to change. Why you're excited now about what the business can do for you and how you're looking forward to the future. All right. And all we're looking for is people that will allow us to show them what we're doing. We're just looking for people that are open to taking a look. Now, not everyone will want to, not everyone will engage with you. It is perfectly okay if they don't. I can't stress that enough. My dad wouldn't have any of it. 3 years it took me to get my dad as a customer. One of my sisters wasn't interested, one did. Do you know what I mean? Some of my friends did, some of my friends didn't. If I can give you one bit of advice tonight, it is just to trust me 100% that if you keep doing the activity and going on the training and staying close to us as a team, you will be successful in this business. However, what happens sometimes is someone will say no thank you to you, or someone will say, what are you doing that for? And that with some people is enough to stop them in their tracks and say, I don't want to do this anymore, because our biggest fear is of what other people think of us. Just put your hand up and wave at me if that's true. Are you a little bit concerned about what other people think of you with this business? Psycho, I can tell you're not. I can see it in your eyes. You're strong as like a tiger. You're brilliant. But if you are worried about what other people think of you, that's completely normal. And actually, thousands of years ago, that's what kept us alive. Because if you got thrown out of the tribe, you died. All right. So it is completely normal to worry about what other people think. But please ask yourself, does that serve me well in this business? If I'm so worried about what other people think of me, I'm not going to be brave enough to share what we've got. All right. Because sharing what we have, who is doing who the favor? We are doing them the favor. All right. You can either help people save money, or you can help people change their life with a life-changing business opportunity. If they don't want it, that's absolutely fine, but it's our job to make sure we share it with everybody we can. It really is. Now more than ever. I've just come off a leadership call. I had to come off before the end, but the statistics and what's going on in the country right now is super scary. It's not just energy bills going through the roof. It's food going up. It's interest rates going up. It's mortgage and rent going up. It is terrifying. And there are most people, 90% of the UK, I've just heard that 90% of the UK families in the UK will not be able to afford their bills and shopping. 90%, because before all this, the average disposable income in the UK for an average family was only £160 a month. So that's the average disposable income. That's money they've got left over. Well, energy bills have gone up by £100 a month. So that's taken that out. So please, when I say we can help people, I really mean it. And I am on a mission to go and help people. And at least show them, you know, if they don't want it, then that's up to them, isn't it? We can't force that. So control the controllables. You can't control what people do when you show them, but you can control how many people you show. And if people aren't wanting to show, so Tara, we had a quick conversation, you know, no one's interested. That's just because at the moment, you're not full of belief enough to say to them, I need to show you this. You know, it's not about, I'm not interested. How can they not be interested? You've got a way that will help them pay their bills. Do you know what I mean? Pay their bills, be able to eat, be able to feed their family. And yes, they need to listen. And if it's not for them, they will know someone else you can help. So that, keep that at the back of your mind every time you do a script, every time you try and get in front of someone at the moment, quite simply say, look, again, let's not pick on Janet. So Bonnie, I've got an idea I need to run past you. I really think it'll benefit you and your family. All right. If it's not for you, I know you're going to know someone else I can help. So can I just show you what it is? All right. You know, how's that? That's just a script off the top of my head. It's just, I've got an idea running past you. I've got something I need to show you. I've just found out a way I can save all these people that are struggling in the UK about money. I've just found out a way I can help them. Can I show you what it is? Because it might not benefit you, but it'll benefit someone you know. Could you say that to people?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, that's what this is about. But we've got how, you can see I'm passionate about it. I'm buzzing about it at the moment. I've got more referrals, honestly. 13 years in, you would think I'd spoken to everybody I know by now, would you? You know, you think probably my list may have dried up. I'm 13 years into the business. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 11 customer leads that have come to me this week from my existing customers saying, can you help so-and-so? 11. I've never had 11 just sitting there that I haven't even had time to go back to. All right. So what I'm trying to say is, if you can get this ball rolling, if you can step out of your comfort zone enough now to make this thing start to happen, and you stick with us and you stay consistent and you just follow the training, you are going to get to where I am now a hell of a lot quicker than 13 years. I would say that's going to be happening in 30, it could be 13 days. It'll certainly be 13 weeks, because this crisis we've got now is not going anywhere. And it's the first time in 13 years we have been the cheapest for energy in the UK. We are the cheapest today. We're the cheapest variable tariff. We're the cheapest fixed tariff. That is super exciting, folks. I promise you, this is exciting. We've always been able to save people money because we've always had loads of extra benefits. We've always had great customer service. We've always had, you know, lots of extra bells and whistles. We've still got all that. Now we've got the cheapest prices. So why wouldn't somebody want to talk to you? But I don't even want to talk about customers really, because customers are going to come. But what you all have now is the opportunity to build your teams quicker than you've ever had before. And if you build your teams now, that will give you time and freedom in the very near future. All right, now you may not even understand the power of the residual income. You've all just joined, you all look at me like rabbit in headlights. I know I'm full on tonight, but the thing is, I wish somebody had grabbed me like I'm grabbing you in my first early days in the business, because we didn't really know what was happening then. You know, I sort of had some belief in this thing, and I saw a bit of a vision for the future, and I'm bloody stubborn and I'm hardworking and I'm resilient, and I just kept going. But I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have anyone to help me. So those of you guys here, I mean, Bonnie, you've got Joe, I know you're working with. Soraya, can we show them how much they will save before they purchase? Absolutely, we can. Yeah, you'll see that as we go through. So we do the presentation, which shows them all the benefits, and then we do a quote. Basically, we do a quote system so they can see 100% what they're going to save before they decide to sign up. All right, so you'll see that as soon as we start doing some appointments together, which we'll do very soon. I've lost my train of thought now, but it will come back. Oh, yeah, so team residual income. It is, you know, we grew as a team in the last lockdown. Jane and I worked like Billy Ho and some other members of the team. We grew from 300 team members to 800 team members in about 6 months by working hard. That was because everyone went into lockdown and lots of people were looking for something flexible, work from home, remote, you know, people were furloughed and all that sort of stuff. This now, what's happening now is we've still got a bit of that going on. A lot of people didn't want to go back to their 9 to 5 after lockdown. So you've got a lot of more people looking for flexible income. A lot more people now are getting their heads around the fact that a side hustle or a home-based business is not necessarily a scam or a pyramid scheme, you know, which is what I used to get 13 years ago. It must be a scam, you know, no, it's not. But also more people now are going to be actually struggling financially as well. So I don't want people to be struggling, but we've got an answer. We've got a way to help them. So can you please all watch the 5 levels of formality training that I put in the Facebook group this morning, if you haven't, because that will help you massively with how to get in front of people. All right, so Sarah, I know you're not in that group yet. As soon as you get in there, just look for the post I put in this morning called the 5 levels of formality training. All right, it's really, really good. Also, I know you've all done your getting started training. That's fantastic. On the portal is loads of training. Now, I don't want you to spend all your time training because we're going to get some activity done and we're going to get some appointments. We're going to get you making some money. But they're only 30 minutes now. The trainings that we've now got on the partner portal are only 30 minutes at a time. You have to book into them. It's like a Zoom like this. But there's subjects like building your pipeline, which is all about finding people to talk to. There's a recruiting masterclass. There's a goal setting one. There's a going for gold, which is how to get more multi-service customers. All this stuff is there for you every month, you know, just at your fingertips, basically. You just book it in. It's completely free. So after this call, go on there. I would say building a pipeline would be a really good one, and the getting started one if you haven't done that. So you've done the online training. There's also a getting started training. All right. My trainings like this are very random because I'll come out with all sorts of stuff. That'll be much more structured. And it will definitely be really good for you to listen to that. Has anybody got any questions before I carry on? Please, if anything's on your mind right now and you want to ask me anything, please do stick your hand up and ask. Okay, so get your story straight. Get your story straight so that when you're trying to get an appointment with people you know, and they might say, what's it all about then? Or, you know, they start to question you. Instead of answering by saying it's a utility company, don't say that, because that'll put them off, because that's boring as hell, isn't it? Who wants to talk about utilities? They will when they see what you can save them. So instead of answering them with what it is, answer with your story. Okay, tell them why you're doing it. Don't tell them what it is, tell them why you're doing it. Because if you get that off really well, they will let you show them because they'll want to help and support you. I would love to see all your stories. So if you want to send me a message with your story, what it is, and you want any help with that, then please do. And I will really help you tweak it to make it super effective. Because the point of the story is not only to explain why you're doing it, but it's to sow seeds to them that they could also do this too. All right, so if you know my story saying, oh, I found something that can work flexibly around Roxy, it's going to bring me in some good money now, but also build me up a passive income for the future. If someone said that to me, I'd say, well, I want to see what that is. You know, what's that all about? That sounds brilliant. So make sure that every conversation you have, you're sowing seeds with people about how you can help them and what you can do for them. All right. There's also there's on the training as well, there's like getting appointments, there's a podcast on scripts. Everything you need is in that partner portal to be successful in this business. It is incredible, the training and everything they've put in there. Plus you've got myself, Jane, Val, Barry, you know, all of us, you've got all of us here to support you as well. Vanessa, obviously. So, you know, don't feel that you are in any way left to your own devices, because you're absolutely not. There's loads and loads of support there. So I'm going to talk a little bit about social media because Tara asked me this earlier. So this is important now. We used to try and avoid the social media subject with Utility Warehouse, because the last thing we want is everybody posting, get your cheap gas and electric here all over Facebook. There's a reason that the company don't advertise. And that's because blatant advertising like that doesn't work as effectively as word of mouth. All right, so that's why we are all here. That's why we are paid so fantastically well for finding customers, is because blatant advertising doesn't work. But what does work is giving solutions to people's problems. Okay, what does work is telling a story. What does work is recognizing and celebrating and being excited about stuff. So your story that I've just talked about could well be your first post on social media about what you're doing now. If you want to post on social media and say, just wanted to let you all know I've just started something new, because, tell your story, why you're doing it, because again, intrigue. And there's no harm at all in saying, I'm so excited about, how many people I'm going to be able to help. Please, you don't even have to say, please message me for more information, because if you write it correctly, people will say, what's that all about? What are you doing? Tell me more. I wouldn't say, I can save you money on your bills in your first post, because you're giving away the intrigue straight away. You're allowing them to have misconceived and bad ideas about what it is you're doing. All right. What I would say is something like, so Tara, you asked me earlier, say something like, I'm really excited about I've just come off a training from a new business. You could say it after you've done this tonight. I'm really, really excited to get it going. Looking like 2022 might be best year ever, or looking like 2022 is on the up after all. At least I don't have to worry so much about money, or at least I don't have to worry about the bills so much, or something like that. Do something that triggers people to ask you more. All right, that people will ask you what you're doing, and then you can say, brilliant, I've just started, I'm still in my training phase, so I would love to show you, I need to sort of jump on a call with my mentor because I'm still training. I'm not going to try and answer it myself because I'm just going to cock it up. You can say that still, you guys that are starting. I can't tell you now. If I tell you I've got to kill you, I'll have to kill you. I've said all sorts of bizarre things, but let me show you properly. I want you to see it how I saw it. That's a good thing to say as well. I don't want to cock it up. I want to give you the benefit of seeing it properly. All right. There's lots of different approaches. Once you get a little bit into the groove, once you've got a few customers signed up, now the very top tip then is, if you sign up one of your friends who's on social media, one of your Facebook friends, let's say, for example, and they tag you and say, thank you, Saika, so much for helping me save, 500 quid on my bills tonight. Oh my goodness, what a relief. Okay, tag you in. Then the friends will start to say, what's that all about? Then you're going into their network, and that works really, really well. So it's much better to get somebody else to recommend you than you say, than you to sell to people. So try and use third party. So think cleverly tonight, which of your friends do you have who will let you show them the presentation, who you think probably could benefit from saving money, who might be the first person to do that for you? All right, you've got to think cleverly now. Think outside the box. When you're doing, right, have you all started your list of people? No, that's fine. Let's just quickly grab pen and paper. Let's just get some names down now, because we can sort of fire this across, and then I can talk to you about categorizing your list as well. Oh, good. My passport's ready. I was worried about that. I'm not going away till April, but I didn't send it off long ago. I thought, oh my God, that would just be typical. The last 2 years, so many holidays I haven't managed to go on. I've got this holiday in April and my passport wasn't back. I was like, oh God, anyway. Right, digressing. So pen and paper. I'm going to go through a quick exercise with you. I don't know if this is on the training. Is frogs on the online training? An exercise called frogs? I don't think it is. I think you just have to write down 7 names, don't you, or something? Does it ask you to write down a few names on the online? Yeah, anyway. So write frogs down at the top of your piece of paper. And F stands for friends and family. So just take a minute now and write down all your family members that live in the UK over the age of 18. Okay, so mums, dads, uncles, aunties, grannies, granddads, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews. Just write some names down. Now, when you're doing a list building exercise, don't prejudge and don't think, am I going to show them or not? All right, this is just an exercise. It's like a brain dump, just to get some names down on paper. All right, so any family members you've got that live in the UK over the age of 18, write their names down. I know some will have loads, some will have none, some, whatever, it doesn't matter. But this is just the starting point. Family can sometimes be the hardest. So please don't think if the family don't want to know that means you haven't got a business. That's not the case. I've got one lady in my team who moved here from the Channel Islands, and she didn't know anybody in the UK. and she built 80, got 83 customers within her first 18 months from walking her dog and chatting to people. So there we are. So if you're thinking who I don't know anyone to speak to, think outside the box, and particularly think about your social media contacts. Okay, so F is family, and then friends. So again, now if you were going to have a party, massive party this Saturday night, I'm going to buy all the booze if you drink, and I'm going to bring all the food, and I'll pay for a lovely band to come along for you. Who would you invite? So write those names down now. This is your friends. Who would you invite if you had a really nice party, you know, everything sorted? Who would you ask round? Or maybe you're going to get married if you're mad enough to do that, and you could write down names. So that's the F in frogs. All right, so you get the idea. So F is frogs, so friends and family. So this is an exercise to carry on after this meeting tonight. Now the R in frogs is recreation. So what do you do outside of work? Is there anything that you do? Have you got any hobbies? You know, do you walking? Yeah, walking? No, running. Oh, running. Jan's running. Well done. So who do you know from running, Jan? Write all your running mates down. There we go. Loads of people. Brilliant. So that would be that. So you write all your running mates down. It might be that you go to the pub. It might be the people that you know from the pub, if that's your recreation. Yeah. It might be church. You know, it could be people you know from church. It could be anything that you do outside work. Just think about who you know, and that's your R people. Okay. O is occupation in frogs. So who do you work with now if you've got another job, or who have you ever worked with in the past? All of those people go down on your list under O. Who did you go to school with? Who did you go to university with? Who did you go to college with? I can't remember. Actually, I've got a school reunion. How funny that is going to be coming up soon. The year of 1978. That's so bad, isn't it? That's how old I am. But anyway, that'd be hilarious. But that's great. You know, catching up with people like that is brilliant, because they're all going to say, what are you doing now? And I'm going to say, I need to show you. Now's not the time, but come on, give me your number and let's have a virtual coffee next week, and I'll show you what I do, because I bet I can help you. That's easy. Yeah, unfortunately, they'll print off guides and videos to watch. Well done. Yeah, Bonnie, there's loads of stuff, isn't there, on there? Fantastic. So the O is occupation. G is geography. So who else do you know that lives where you live? What about your neighbours? Who lives in your street? Or if you've moved a few times, who do you know still from where you used to live? All right, so just think about places. And then the S on the end of frogs could be social media. So, you know, who do you know on social media? Write it all down, write them down. You'll be amazed how many people you know. Get your phone out and go through all your contacts in your phone, write them all down. You know, there will be people in your phone that you don't even know who they are. There'll be people that you've forgotten who they are. I've rung people up before and said, look, hi, I'm really embarrassed, actually. My name's Celia, you're in my phone. So we obviously do, you know, have connected at some point in the past. I'm just sort of updating everything. How are you? Who are you? And, you know, how did we meet? And it's just can be a good conversation. And in my phone, people like that generally are people that at some point in the last 13 years were interested in the business or being a customer or something. And, you know, it's all about timing with people. So what you've really got to get your head around is what we call the no for now list. If people don't want to sign up as a customer or partner now, that does not mean they are a no forever. It just means that the timing isn't right for them now. All right. So, you know, in January, 2 weeks, halfway through January, I hadn't done what I should have done in January with UW, because I got loads of stuff going on personally, and I still needed a load of points for my holiday promotion. So I suddenly one Sunday thought, I'm not giving up on this. I'm going to really smash it. And I'm going to try and get these. I needed 40 points or something in 2 weeks, which is quite a lot of points. So I went to my phone and I just put in, I think it was prospects or something. And because I save people like that in my phone, it came up with about a zillion messages. And I sent 94 messages out to people one Sunday, just saying, hi, Celia, at some point in the past, you were interested in a, you know, work from home opportunity. The timing wasn't right for you then. I'm just wondering if now is a good time to look at it. You know, how are you, sort of thing, just that sort of message. From that message, my diary was full the next week. I recruited 6 partners in the last 2 weeks in January. It wasn't all from that message, but it was the ongoing activity that happened, et cetera, et cetera. So as I said, no for nows are important. You're building your pipeline. So from day one, every person you approach with this business is part of your pipeline. until they say, go away, never darken my doorstep again. I never want to hear from you again. I never, I've never had anyone say that in 13 years. People just say no. It's like, if I said to you, Alan, would you like a cup of tea or coffee this evening? And you said, no, thank you. I would never offer you a cup of tea or coffee again, would I? If you came round to my house, I would just say, oh, timing's not right for Alan tonight. He's not thirsty. If people aren't thirsty, you can't make them drink, can you? So that's what this is about. It is just about finding the people that are open and looking and building up your list and building up your pipeline for the future. And it is super exciting. So social media, Facebook, I don't know how active you all are. I haven't been friends with you long enough to have a look or anything like that. But if you do use social media, just think about 3 things. So think about if someone was looking at your profile or looking at your last few posts or the last month or 6 weeks, what 3 things would they know about you? And what you need to do now is weave this business into being one of those 3 things. So people do know that this is what you do. Because if they don't know, how are they going to know where to go when they do want to save some money? When they do want to swap their internet provider, when they do want to change their electric, but you need to do it more subtly than just, have it all over there. All right. So tell some stories, tell people you're excited about your business, start sharing it. Once you get, I do a lot. Look at my Facebook if you want to. I've been very more blatant about the electricity prices, and I've said more about utility warehouse in the last 3 months than I ever have in 13 years. But bear in mind, I've been doing it a long time. I'm very thick-skinned about it. Most people know I do it anyway. I've been driving around in one of the UW Minis for 10 years, so most people do know what I do anyway, but I've been a little bit more blatant about it. And that has got me quite a lot of customers, and people coming to me, and people that I know from the old horsey world have said, are you still doing that thing? Or I don't really understand what you do, but can you help me? My electricity bill's just gone up, and so it's working, but it's not in your face all the time. So it's about being subtle with that. Social media is supposed to be social, isn't it? And following up is super important. So Tara, you sort of reached out to a few people and they were sort of potentially interested, but didn't come back. People won't come back to you. The thing is, we are so low down on people's priorities until they see what we can do for them. If the cat stubs its toe, people will cancel their appointment with us, and it drives you mad. And I had someone recently that I signed up. It was 10 years ago I first offered them an appointment. 10 years later, they reached out to me and said, do you still do that thing? Can you come and have a look at my bills? I saved them £1,000 a year. Imagine if they'd seen me 10 years ago. That's potentially £10,000 they've spent that they didn't need to, because I didn't follow up. That, so you could say that's my fault as well, but because they just didn't make it a priority to meet up with me. And now they're referring me to all their friends. Of course they are. So what I was going to say, Tara, sometimes if you've got people that are sort of potentially interested, but they haven't come back and actually booked in with you, just say something like, look, hi, I'm just sorting out my diary for next week. Okay, I've got 2 or 3 slots available. I really want to help you. Let's not drag it on. I can do Tuesday at 2, Wednesday at 4. Do you know what I mean? Give them some time. Give them, sound busy. Don't ever say, oh, if you're free sometime, I'll go through your bills with you. Don't ever say that. Always sound super busy. If someone says to me, when are you free? I would probably say, well, yeah, the day before I go on holiday, April the 9th, I'm taking the day off. I'm free then. But if someone said to me, I've got something super exciting to show you, can you do Monday or Tuesday night next week? I would look in my diary and I'd say, oh yeah, I probably could squeeze a half hour Monday night. It sounds exciting. What is it? People are curious, aren't they? Don't you think people are curious generally? If you are good enough at, giving them the hook, they will want to come and find out what it is you're doing. They definitely will. Hello, I won't be long. My son's come in saying he wants to go to football. Yeah, I know. And then referrals, again, remember referrals. So everyone you speak to, ask, who else do you know I can help? Who else do you know I can help? Even if they're not interested, who else do you know I can help? All right. And I want to just very, very, very quickly, you all got pen and paper. I want to just show you something. The power of 5, I call this. And this is about why it's important to build your team now. Just write down the number 5. Write down the number 5 at the top of your pad. I will put this in the group if you haven't got pen and paper now, because we need to get you thinking about this. I'm going to assume that with my help, all of you can bring 5 partners in the next month, because you can. All right. I want you to really believe you can. You can all bring 5 partners into your business in the next month by using good social media, good scripts, etc. So that's your number 5. Now imagine we help them bring 5 in each as well. So write 25 underneath the 5. Okay. Go down another level and write 125 underneath the 25. I'm doing this from memory, so my maths isn't brilliant. So you've got 5, 25, 125. Go down one more level and write 625. This is just your team and what this can look like over the next few years. All right. So you bring in 5, they bring in 5 each. Of course, it will never be tidy like that, but let's just for the maths. If you add all those up, that gives you 780. So write down 780. That'll be 780 team members in your business. Now let's just imagine that all of those have on average 10 customers each. Okay. Now, again, some will have, I've got 265 personal customers. Some won't do anything. All right. So some will have loads, some won't have any, but let's just say an average of 10, which is actually the company average. So I'm not making that up. That is what the company average is at the moment. So that gives you 7,800 group customers in your business. Yeah. So you're all following me with this. So you've got 780 team members. They've got 10 customers each. That gives you 7,800 group customers. You get paid about 40p, roughly. I'm not going to go into the detail of that, on each of those customers. That would be £3,120 a month coming into your bank account for you doing nothing. Passive income, £3,120 a month, passive income landing into your account because you started this thing today. You went and found 5 people. You didn't quit when everyone tells you it's rubbish. You didn't quit when your dad won't join because he wants to save your British gas. You didn't quit when you have a bad day. You just kept going week in, week out, a little bit, part-time, consistently. How would £3,000 a month coming into your bank help you in a few years' time? What would your life look like? Would it be a bit different than it is now? Would you have some serious choices? Okay, that's what we can offer people. All right, seriously, that is the thing. Saving a few quid on your energy bill is fun. You know, that's nice. Have you got shoes on? He's got his shoes on, he's got everything on. So yeah, saving a few quid on your bills is great, but building a team of people that work with you, positive people, all on the same journey as you, and building a passive income for your family for the future is what this business is about. And that's what we need to be telling people. Okay, I got to go now. I hope that's how. I'm doing this again at 12 o'clock tomorrow. It will be completely different tomorrow at 12 o'clock because it will be completely different. It'll be the same but different. If you want to come back for some more, come and join me tomorrow at 12. Booking appointments, go and just book appointments. Fill your diary. All right, fill your boots at the moment and fill your diaries. If I'm supporting you, so Soraya, obviously Val and I will support you, but I will actually be with you on your appointments. All you need to do is message me when you've made the appointment. All right, so all you need to do, Tara as well, Tara, get out there, the bit of sense of urgency, you can do this. All right, just simply message me date and time when you've got stuff in the diary if I'm supporting people. And if I can't help you, I will make sure we get one of our experienced mentors to help you. All right, it's exciting, so be excited. Psycho, well done, you've made a great start already. And
thank you, Celia.
That's all right. And I'm going to football now. So there we are. That's my life, isn't it?
Thank you.
That's all right. Have an amazing evening. I'll see some of you tomorrow.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Tomorrow is the
Bye.
link the same. Is the
12
link
o'clock.
the same?
It's a fast start. It probably won't be exactly the same, Chris, because you know me, but it is another fast start. Yeah, if you
No,
need,
it's the Zoom link, the chat, same as today.
can be. No, it can't be. No,
No,
I'll have to put.
I'll
Yeah,
check for it.
yeah.
Okay.
I'll have to put a new one in. Yeah, I'll put a new one in the morning. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.